You're right, just like you said.
Yeah, it'll
when the energy picks up, she'll get back to victory.
And she's there right now. Because it seems like Long Tong has abandoned it. She hasn't been kicked there in a few rounds or a few minutes.
That's neat.
Yeah, Ariana's trying to close the shot. From the top. There it is. Right back to Southbound.
Watch what he's doing again for Long Tong. Just over a minute now to decide.
But you can tell Ariana wants to switch back to Muay Thai. She's really trying to put it on.
Oh, nice jab. I think Long Tong is managing risk here. That's why she's throwing that jab as her main punch in round 3.
Well, Ariana has really changed the fight by fighting from southpaw. Which it shows you the fighters that are able to do that effortlessly. The Corey Sandhagen.
Yep.
A skill to have.
I tried that once. King kicked me in the face and broke my nose. I never tried it again. It's practice. He kicks me in the face and breaks my nose. I said no more of that.
So he did it better than TJ Dillashaw.
Oh, he was so good at that.
In the middle of combinations. That's always tight.
Ooh.
One of the best ever at it. Shout out to Dwayne Lovely.
Yeah, Dwayne Lovely had him trained up.
Fire coach.
You see the Silvers had some moments in rounds 2 and 3, but Long Tong still leading the dance, and again, beautiful stick with that right hand. Well, the whole complexion, that one changed with an early cat kick landed by Long Tong. But the Chinese fighter was largely the better fighter on the feet as she tries to move to 3-1 here in the UFC.
Here's again that brutal low kick that put Ariana De Silva in trouble. Nice jab by Long Tong. Right hand over the top by Long. Another brutal tap kick that looked like the end of the fight. It looked like that was it. But Ariana De Silva changed everything by just switching up the southpaw and had the moments in that 3rd round. And she showed how game she is.
So Ariana De Silva, the former KSW flyweight champion, came in with 6 UFC wins, 13 UFC appearances, taking on the less experienced Long Tong, who really has resonated with the fan base dating to her UFC debut last August. They had 4 fights in, all inside of a calendar year. And in all likelihood, she's going to make it 2 in a row here to begin her 2025 with the official decision now. Here's Chris Buck. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for the decision. All 3 judges for this contest, 30-27, for the winner by UK's decision, Joe Power!
Congratulations. I'm here with the winner, Long Tong. A spectacular performance, and what a display of low kicks. You had her in real trouble, particularly in that 2nd round.
王聪，你这场表现实在是太好了，特别是你的低扫腿，特别是在第2回合，你重重的击伤了他。
我不满意，因为我觉得我没有做到最好，我还能更好。
I'm not 100% satisfied. I don't think I do everything. I think I can do better.
You came very close to stopping the fight, it looked like, in the 2nd round. Were you surprised she was able to get back up?
你在第2回合就差点的终结他了，你是不是很惊讶他又站起来了？
是我给他的机会，只要给我时间，我相信以后的比赛我会更精彩。
Yes, I believe. But I gave her time to get up. I believe in the future my fight will be more exciting.
That was a very exciting fight. Congratulations on your victory.
既然我跟巴西这么有缘，我打了好多对手都是巴西的，我希望下一场给我安得。
Since I seem to like to have this destiny with the Brazilian fighters, she had a lot of Brazilian opponents. So let's go, Jessica and Brad.
All right. Great call out. Congratulations. Wong Tong, ladies and gentlemen.
Wong Tong had the call out ready, and she might just join like. Heavyweight Zhang Mingyang is the second fighter to come through the UFC PI Academy in Shanghai to get a number next to their name. Wong Tong likely to be ranked on Monday. All right, later tonight on pay-per-view come the title fight. After Juliana Penny and Sean O'Malley, they're pretty big underdogs in their bids to win here at Newark. Just 5 months ago, though, it was Milan Dvalishvili sitting as a decided underdog against Umar Nurmagomedov, who ruled he would ultimately star in Dynamite Center.
But this guy's problem on the Philly is a world champion. He has a football that is second to none.
I know Umar how good he was and how dangerous he was.
And Umar Nurmagomedov believes he is going to reign for a while.
These guys are swinging, man.
But I was ready for this challenge.
Oh, nice right here.
My game plan was to outstrike him,
Oh, beautiful right hand allows Dvalishvili to enter.
but I keep it smart, place that mixing up takedown attempts.
What's doing exactly what he does to everybody. Oh, he tests your gas tank. They're showing that stuff you've ever felt before because no one else can do this.
I couldn't land it. I just felt it was just another fighter, another like a spy partner.
Look at this. Wow, Barab is smiling and laughing and looking at us. Nasty right for Dvalishvili late. The crowd is turned.
You know, this I give all my best and now I can win.
Dvalishvili is broken George St. Pierre's record for the most takedowns in UFC history.
Incredible.
Now, I showed the world. Beat Umar, I'm still champion, and I want to keep this belt.
And Sugar Sean O'Malley, the former UFC bantamweight champion.
He has to return to competition. And the fateful second encounter of the two bantamweights. Is made official for UFC 316.
UFC 316, June 7th is Barab versus Sugar Sean O'Malley.
He still knows how dangerous it is. He has to be locked in, he has to be dialed in. He knows he needs to be focused because this will be a completely different fight.
Now he's the captain, I'm the champion. Now he's chasing me. I'm ready for the war, and I'm ready to finish him.
Strong start to the prelims tonight at UFC 316. Three more coming up, including our featured bout between flyweight warriors Bruno Silva and Joshua Van. We'll just get going and see if the continuation of the prelims coming up live on the FCS.
Welcome to New Jersey, the birthplace of Springsteen, Sinatra, the Bulldog of Bergen, Marvelous Marvin, the leader in UFC wins, Jim Miller, and the guy you might know from down the shore. You see here, we're not just tough, we're Jersey tough. We fight for every inch. Born in the shadows of a mighty city, blue collar in every way. And when we get knocked down,
This is one of the most destructive storms we've ever seen hit the Garden State.
we get right back up. Like old Blue Eye said, the biggest lesson in life is, baby, never be scared of anyone or anything. Something I know a thing or two about.
For the lightweight title.
You face the guy once, good. Let's quote another great New Jersey. You're only halfway there.
5 rounds defeated to decide the UFC bantamweight championship.
For the champ who is no stranger to the tri-state, you may think of in math, 1 plus 1 doesn't always equal 2. Because the flashy guy with the power, you took what's his. And the most New Jersey move ever, he's coming back to get it.
I think he knows it's going to be a completely different fight.
So on behalf of all 17,000 people in the building tonight and all who pulled New Jersey home, get ready to work. If not, hit the turnpike and head back to New York. Because we wrote the book on grit. We are Jersey tough. NJ, all day.
The UFC is live from Newark, New Jersey tonight. The Prudential Center's played host to a lot of UFC history over the years. Plenty more where that came from this evening at the Georgian Sensation. The Rock Wallace really tried to remain the hunted by bending off the challenge of the former bantamweight king, Sean O'Malley. Live inside Prudential Center here in Newark, New Jersey, we welcome you to the UFC 316 prelims presented by Bud Light. Closed captioning is available for Simulcast, and if you'd like to watch the UFC 316 broadcast in Spanish, that option is available on ESPN Deportes. You know we never take your viewership for granted. Great to have you with us tonight for the UFC 316 prelims. Sean Antoine, Joe Rogan, UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier. Great start early on, and you know what we've got in store. Let's go.
Amazing energy in this building. We've had some wild fights so far. How about you, Song Yu?
That was nasty knockout. Hey, the fights have been great so far, and we in Newark, New Jersey, like Frankie said, if you ain't gritty, hop on the tunnel and get back to New York City. You thought that? Frankie Edgar's the man.
I need you to drop an NJ all day at some point before we get out of here tonight. So as most of you probably know, we got the women's and the men's bantamweight titles on the line live on pay-per-view. Main event, the Rock Wallace really making his second appearance in the rematch with Sean O'Malley.
Oh, man, this is going to be a great one. Look, Sean O'Malley talked about the Rock Wallace winning in the first fight. But Sean was hurt. He said he's ready this time. But everything out of the Rock camp is that Sean O'Malley is going to get smashed. They said that the champion's been more aggressive. So outside of just controlling, he's doing more damage. But we just saw a reel of O'Malley trading. We saw him wrestling, something he did not do in the League to the first fight. This is a great fight, a great matchup. And if it's as good as last time, we're in for a very good night, Joe Rogan.
And we have an amazing fight in the co-main event as Juliana Pena defends her bantamweight title against Kayla Harrison, two-time Olympic gold medalist in judo. She is a juggernaut, an enormous, powerful woman. But Juliana Pena is the type of fighter who rises to the occasion as she did against Amanda Nunes when nobody thought she could win. She believes she will withstand the storm, overcome, and defend her belt tonight. And I can't wait to see her try.
Well, you can join us for the entire pay-per-view main card coming up on ESPN Plus at 10 p.m. Eastern. The first fight at the bottom of the screen. Welterweight showdown featuring two of the most entertaining fighters. Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. And bantamweight champ Mario Bautista welcomes Patsy Nix to the UFC. Feature pound middleweight Joe Piper looking to continue his ascent against roster staple Kelvin Gastelum. And then the two title fights, Pena in defense against Harrison. And
bro, come on, bro.
Bantamweight title win between Wallace and
April, you looking for April?
Go to ESPNplus.com/PPV. ESPN Plus subscribers can get UFC 316 for $79.99 after you purchase the event. You can watch it anywhere. That includes connected TVs, tablets, laptops, and phones. If you are not in the U.S., go to UFC.com/PPV. All right, champ, as we get ready for this prelim opener, we will first look back at Andreas Gustafsson's win on the Contender Series last year. That served to punch his ticket and set up the UFC contract that he breaks in tonight.
Andreas Gustafsson is so fun, man. This guy is such a massive dude for the weight class. He's also just a dog. I mean, he has been waiting to fight for weeks. Doesn't care. Makes the weight like a professional. And when he gets set the octagon, he's all gas, no brakes, and just tries to dominate people. This is a wild man show. I can't wait to watch this guy fight.
Yeah, he's waiting a week ago, didn't get the chance to fight. He will fight tonight. And it should be a good one as we continue continue on with our UFC 316 prelim coverage on ESPN. Opting to let his fist stop leads Andreas Gustafsson doesn't make a lot of noise outside the octagon. He is more than ready to engage tonight against the UFC tested Chaos Williams, carrying the great fighting legacy of Detroit with him wherever he goes. Chaos Williams' first visit to Brick City in 2023 was a productive one as he defeated Orlando Bedoya. Now he's looking to keep it going here in Jersey in this clash with Andreas Gustafsson. With a background in Greco-Roman wrestling and finishing instincts that have seen him end 10 of his 11 pro wins before the Final Four. Williams Gustafsson has always been an intriguing prospect, and after his stoppage win on Dana White's Contender Series last summer, he is firmly on the UFC roster and ready to take on all comers at the octagon. Coming up next, it'll be Chaos the Ox-Fighter Williams versus Andreas Dane Gustafsson. From the bow and arrow and billionaire structure to style bending dance and Sioux City executioner, there are tons of ways to walk out to the octagon. And on DraftKings Sportsbook, there are just as many ways to bet on the big fight. Props, spread, same-game parlays, over-under, futures, and even live betting during the fight. Not doing a walkout, guys. DraftKings, the best place to bet UFC. New customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. The crowd is yours.
Find your wins. Amsterdam vodka. Dear Triathlon, let's splash through rushing reefs, take on iconic trails, and race straight to the top. What's the point of you if you can't kick back and enjoy the view? Your Toyota SUV. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for 13 years in a row. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Look for an ATM from our bank, or we'll have to pay a small fortune for fees.
BMO has more fee-free ATMs than the 2 largest U.S. banks combined.
Wow, saving money and more convenient. Can I take you here, Howard?
Sorry, no game. But we do have financial tools.
Financial tools? This week only, large 2-topping pizzas at Domino's are just $6.99 each when you carry out. Like wealthy pepperoni and green peppers, or ham and tangy pineapple. The combinations are pretty endless. Hop fast and get your favorite large 2-topping pizza for just $6.99 each this week only at Domino's.
From the bow and arrow and billionaire strut to a style bending finisher and Sioux City executioner, there are tons of ways to walk out to the octagon. And on DraftKings Sportsbook, there are just as many ways to bet on the big fight. Props, spread, same-game parlays, over-under, futures, and even live betting during the fight. Not doing a walkout, guys. DraftKings, the best place to bet UFC. New customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bet if your bet wins. The crowd is yours.
Does he know he gets a beer at the end of the tour?
Clean, crisp eggs that Bud Light.
What took you so long?
What is this?
Applebee's All You Can Eat is back, featuring the chicken tenders you've always loved. Plus double free shrimp. And riblets. All served unlimited for just $15.99. Only at Applebee's.
Building your own American Family Insurance cruise line?
Yeah, life's better when you're
That's not how it works. See, that's how it works.
Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto insurance.
All right, back live in Newark, that is Chaos Williams. Getting rushed down there by Scotty Ream, our great cut man, ready to go here for his 10th UFC appearance tonight.
Yeah, and Chaos Williams is a guy that doesn't come up with himself. He did get beat by Gabriel Monfils in his last fight, but coming from where this young man came from in his life, he recognizes there is no giving up because there is no going back. He's a role model for a lot of kids that look up to him, and Chaos Williams is a bright
life. They're a community where most kids don't have that.
All right, ready to go with the welterweights. They are Chaos Williams, 31, and Andreas Gustafsson, 34, as he arrived at his UFC debut. 1 inch the difference in height. A couple of professionals on the scale here on Friday to see if Chaos Williams can take advantage of what is a 3.5-inch age. And we're starting out the intros here with two stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are from the Production Center in Newark, New Jersey. For you of the 316, Robert Kelly versus the two. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Welterweight Division. It's Ricky Buck, fighting and the newcomer of the Carbonated Festival Welterweight, Jude Arthur. He's had 60-20 ball, weighing in at 170 pounds. Ireland, Sweden. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting from the corner of the Carbonated Festival Welterweight, 50 years old Lawson. He's had 60 ball, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Detroit, Michigan. When the action begins, the referee calls
Mike Beltran, third man in the octagon for this one. Chaos Williams got a 2-1 betting finish with the close. Gustafsson comes back plus 165. This fight block is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the UFC.
Gustafsson told us when he was just that. This came right out of the fight. He said he's the least technical fighter in the world, which is such a great thing to say from a guy who's very technical.
Yeah, the body there by Gustafsson. Chaos Williams still mentioned.
Gustafsson's very good here, John. Remember, he told us Greco background. He does have that to rely on if he needs to. And you can see in the way when he's adjusting that lock. He can also win with the lock there. He's trying to get that lock low. There you go. Once you get that lock low, you can try to step on and try to throw him down.
20 years of career wrestling for Gustafsson before he transitioned on the net. Williams has had a lot of different stylistic challenges, but it's probably nice for them to be dealing with a guy that's going to bring the fight to him like Gustafsson will.
Look at how low you get that lock. See that? As long as you can get that lock around the hips, the better it is for you. When you're wrestling Greco, and he's got to drive that right arm deep if he wants to try to create an angle to take Chaos down.
Nice fight for the underdog by Williams.
Great job by Chaos, digging out the stop and taking out.
Yeah, Canada is going to break. It would be rib test, right?
Yeah.
Short knee to the body is there for Gustafsson. Now inside on that lead by Williams.
Williams doing a really good job of keeping Gustafsson distance away from him. Make sure Gustafsson doesn't keep away from his knees and toes.
This coach's game is brought to you by Cuervo, Joaquin Rodriguez, and I'm going to put on a word.
Oh, Gustafsson is
Yeah, he just comes out so reckless. He landed a nice left down. Yeah.
Yeah, let him lose.
Yeah. Don't well, you know, the Rock was taking the first fight. 13, he's telling him to work because they were close. He let one go. And then Sean hurt it. I thought it was a little.
Jason Herzog with crews on main event later tonight.
And everything is fuller, but you got to be careful. Yeah. Such a sniper. And you have that one-shot power.
That's the difference you get. He's trying to look out the throw. But Gus's trying to just overwhelm it.
He's overwhelmed. And everything has all his power on it. I mean, he's swinging punches, heads down. But not very effective so far once he gets to the ring. Chaos has done a great job of neutralizing that Greco-Roman base.
You know what Chaos Hammer does well, is he's almost playing like a game. If there's something for a while, he's going wild.
Right.
If he throws something straight down the middle, he may land and land something that really matters.
Separate, create this movement and angle. Don't just meet him in the middle of the target. Roll it.
Nice knees by Gustafson, who has never been finished as a pro. He was in an absolute war in the UFC fight the year of 2023, but never been put away.
And that's why, John, that's why it's so comfortable trying to put box to the win. It's just one action.
Williams on the other side of never been knocked out under an minute. Here we go, round one.
And the question becomes like, does Chaos start to get tired? Carrying Gustafson like this over the course of a long fight.
Both guys just land.
Oh, that's an elbow.
Nice knee in response by Williams. Now another one to the body.
This is absolutely a grueling way to fight. As boring as it might look to the figure, to use 100% of your effort with grappling these stages the way Chaos thinks to do will sap you of your ability to let stop.
It's for me, here's the threshold. So he can do this. This isn't something familiar to Chaos Williams. And I want to see how he looks on the back of the score if he's breathing heavy or anything.
Good short shot from Gustafson at the end of the round. All right, to begin the first 5 minutes in welterweight. We are back in 30 seconds after this word from DraftKings Sportsbook. From the bow and arrow billionaire struck to the style-bending dance and T-City executioner, there are tons of ways to walk out to the octagon. And on DraftKings Sportsbook, there are just as many ways to bet on the big fight. Plus, spreads, same-game parlays, over-under, futures, and even live betting during the fight. Walkout, guys. DraftKings to the best place to bet UFC. You've got to bet $5 and get 300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. The crowd is here. Ready to get back to the start of the season. This round, we need more activity. You gotta win this round. You gotta win this round. Okay, so you're gonna, how are you gonna do that? You're gonna do that by remaining active in the center of the cage. You can't be in the cage. You can't be on this cage. You gotta have activity. You gotta have activity. Let's go. Stop on the meat.
Check out ESPN's MMA show, Good Guy, Bad Guy, with me and Jeff Sunday. You watch this on YouTube, ESPN. ESPN Plus this one to get your podcast. That's Channel 9 every Monday and Thursday. Do not miss it.
I mean, you're on so many high-profile shows, I don't know which one to promote.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Ultimate Fighter later, I assume you'll have a read for that.
Oh, yeah, can't get one of
All right, so Joaquin Rodriguez with some pointed comments to Chaos Williams, who wants him center of the octagon and not here.
It's hard though, because Gustafson just keeps pressing. They told him that he needs to win this round.
DC Chaos, to me, already looks like he's fatigued.
And that's why I was looking for it in the round.
Yeah.
He looked a little bit tired. He moved his hand on his hip.
The movement around the octagon, it wobbles, right? And when you see those movements, the neck, the body wobbles a little, it's all signs of fatigue.
Yeah. Dean Thomas never tired. What do you have, Dino?
Well, the problem with Chaos Williams is he hasn't done a good enough job of sliding back in order to punch and counter the aggressiveness of Gustafson. He's been walking back and trying to punch from that bad position. Even if he makes contact, he's still not going to do a lot of damage. He's got to do a better job of being able to slide back in the position and counter from there.
Oh. That's what Chaos Williams needs to do. He needs to be moving in his house. Grab that center line.
Chaos has definitely landed something from the right cheekbone of Andreas Gustafson. See that?
Yeah, he's bleeding. Oh! He got hit with a jab there. It looked like it hurt him.
Gustafson, he's right in front of the broadcast booth.
Gustafson really does fight that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Joe, he fights like one.
He said, give me a bag, it's the no back line. That's great. While some of you were commercial break were talking about Gustafson's lack of film study of the game plan, he said Vikings didn't study film, they just ran it down with that.
I mean, this guy does not take a step backward. He's slow. Oh! There's nothing. He's relentless. He's walking down. Right hand again.
Somebody's mouthpiece came up.
And his nickname is Bane. And he sounds like Bane, right? Batman. And he looks like Bane.
From Batman. He gets the takedown. There it is. He's just a warrior. Dude, his pace and his cardio is sick. No.
And this is now who cut made weight twice in 8 days.
The thing is left up there.
You know, honestly, that's not that bad. When a guy gets broken down, like if you're the top guy, you don't have to make him go back and it's so exhausting. They get up, they think they're winning. Ooh!
Now he's got him inside the throat.
Every time Chaos gets up, he gets more and more. He had to run the second round and actually got worse in the second round.
But they didn't really give him. They told him to stay on the game. I mean, he's getting ready to all here. The way he got taken to the good.
They're shaking off by the penny for Gustafson. Now he's second to still to go round 2.
And I think he's cut.
Yeah, we can see the blood now.
We just on our isolation monitor saw the elbow on the ground. That
Being left hand from Gustafson. Chaos does not have one great moment in this fight yet.
And it's all good. He's trying to pick his feet up and get the rest of his. He's getting melted. He's been taken down 3 times. Gustafson just doesn't stop anything either. Oh, he just wants to get right in the contact.
I think the Chaos right now, this was terrible.
What I think is the most impressive is it feels like he just keeps on mentally responding. Chaos is never dictating to him the entirety of this fight. It's been Gustafson's goal. Chaos is fighting against.
And Gustafson is hitting him with some big shots now in the corner. There's a big elbow, a big uppercut.
impressive showing in the debut thus far for Gustafson. Round 3 on the other side. From the bow and arrow and billionaire strut to a style bending dance and two-city executioner, there are tons of ways to walk out to the upfield. And on DraftKings Sportsbook, there are just as many ways to bet on the big fight. Flop, spread, same-game parlays, over-under, futures, and even live betting during the fight. Not doing a walkout, guys. DraftKings, the best place to bet UFC. New customers get $5 and get $3 in bonus bets if your bet wins. It's not really good.
Find your way. Applebee's all you can eat is back, featuring the chicken tenders you've always loved. Now served unlimited with 8 sauces to choose from for just $15.99. Plus endless riblets and double crispy only at Applebee's.
Later tonight with 12 fight win streak into the Georgian wrecking machine and bantamweight champion Ron Rollins really puts his belt on the line for the second time against the striking sniper, former champ Sean O'Malley. Also Kenny versus Harrison for the women's bantamweight title, UFC 316. Kenny purchased right now on ESPN Plus. Go to UFC.com/people do everywhere else around the world.
Oh! Gustafson doesn't even look tired. No, that was crazy. And he's been dictating the pace of this fight.
I don't know what's going about this. I think it's been fun. I think Gustafsson is reckless. He's going forward. He's controlling chaos. Fighting is tight.
It's just
Gustafsson could not have been less concerned when probed in our fighter meeting about making weight twice in as many weights, and yet remarkably he's the pressure front of the tonight.
there's a lot of other progressive time for chaos. Oh, that's the other elbow.
They're telling him to move back. It's going to look like the energy.
He doesn't.
He seems almost like, okay, I can rest a little bit here.
I mean, he's just surviving at this point. That's all he's got. He doesn't have the energy to push off and explode, create space.